Hey guys, what's going on? Today I have some news for you guys from Nvidia side. As Nvidia Geforce Rtx 1590 with 32GB of memory and RTX 5080 with 16GB specs uncovered 1590 over 20K cores and 600 watt TDP, 5080 over 10K cores and consumes 400 watt TDP. And Nvidia is preparing its next generation GeForce RTX 50 Blackwell GPU lineup, which is expected to bring some big performance gains. And according to the rumors regarding the GPU configuration, a list of possible SKUs and the expected launch dates, but Copart 7 Kimi, one of the best leaker in the tech scene, has now revealed the specs of the two cards, the RTX 5090 and 5080. And if we talk about the 5090 specs, the card that Nvidia Geforce 1590 is launching is the top of the line, which is going to be the top of the GPU lineup in their Nvidia 50 series. And graphics card is expected to feature PG144-145 SKU 30 PCB design, and that's going to incorporate the GB202-300-A1 GPU core. And the GPU will have 170 SMs enabled out of the total 192 rather than full, and will feature 21,760 cores instead of total 24,576 cores. This mark as an 11.4% reduction, which is slightly more than the 11.1% reduction of the RTX 4090 versus its full AD102 die. And on the memory side, the Nvidia RTX 1590 is going to be beast with 32GB of DDR7 memory. That is the new one they installed on the card. Capacity running across 512-bit interference. And the first generation of the DDR7 most likely to scale between 28 to 32GB per second transfer speed, which would lead into 1.792 or 2.00 TB per second of total bandwidth. The card will also come with 600 watt TDP rating, though it should be mentioned that TDP value shouldn't be compared with the actual real world or gaming power consumption, as that ends up much lower. The leaker also states that despite 600 watt design, the card will feature a 2-slot cooler in Founders Edition flavors, and the fans they are talking about is only in Founder Edition, but the third party is how they config and how they install the shroud and the fans is totally dependent on the third parties. And if we talk about the RTX 5080 graphics card, moving over the second card, 5080 graphics card with the PG144-147 SKU 45 PCB will incorporate the GB203-400A1 GPU die, and the card will utilize a full GB203 die with 84 SMCs of 10,750 cores, but that's a big minus 51 reduction compared to RTX 1590. And for comparison, 4090 and RTX 4080 had a minus 40% difference in the number of cores, so the overall performance is going to vary by the huge margin. On the other hand, 5080 also going to feature a half of the VRAM, 32 in 5090 but 16 in 5080, but also half of the 26-bit bus interference, which utilizes also the DDR7, the new memory they installed for the graphics card. And we can expect the memory bandwidth anywhere between 896GB to 1024GB per second. The card will also be rated at 400 watt TDP, similar to the power configuration and that were revealed a while ago. This will be a 25% increase in the power wall, but once again the real world figures should be very different, guys. And as we know, if you are not doing too heavy much GPU related task, the power will not be up to 400 watt all the time, and having such a huge difference between 9080 classic graphics card might not go in the Nvidia's favor, as we saw with the RTX 4080. The 4080 was among one of the poorest value for a 80 class products, which was only slightly rectified with the launch of the super variant, and we can hope that the price of the 5080 will be much more reasonable than the 1200 US MSRP last time. And even the RTX 4080 Super at 999 US is a tad bit more expensive than what we have used to get in the past. So fingers crossed that we can get a 5080 GPU for under 1000 US dollars. But given with zero competition in the high-end space, the possibility of that happening are very little, because Nvidia is becoming the monopoly in the market, in graphics section. While the specification listed here might be possible, we should still be wary that early configs can change a lot before the launch. But we can see in the previous launches, Nvidia is said to have the final specs laid out, but can't be 100% certain. So it's wise to wait for the official announcement from the Team Green themselves. And these are rumors. You can take it with a grain of salt, not seriously, but almost copied some Pat Kimi share the leaks that are almost not 100% but 70 to 80% true, with the launch closing for later this year. And we can expect more information in the coming weeks, because we have almost how much 3 months to the new CS 2025, and the RTX 5090 and 5080 specs that are discussed above here. There's nothing special about it. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I will see you in the next